All right.
So I'm glad that they didn't try. I'm actually kind of like happy that they just said,
Yeah.
you know what, we don't know what we're doing, so we're not really going to do anything.
It's like a twofold kind of thing. You could look at it two different ways. Either they realized that they don't know what they're doing and they stopped trying, or they just said, you know what, fuck all these people. We'll just do some random bullshit.
I think I'm going to kind of start at my conclusion here and work my way backwards.
That's not how
I
works.
know, it's very strange. But
Typical law argumentation. Start with your conclusion.
Yep.
No. Well, depends on what
Ooh, yeah, see?
basically, this last year's and this year's YouTube Rewind has taught me one thing, and that is
How
there
to
is
count.
no point
Oh, sorry again.
in having YouTube Rewind. There is no point for it to exist.
Yeah.
And I think that's because you take 2018, overproduced, overly complicated, overly budgeted, cringe fest. You take 2019, information that could just be condensed into a one-page piece of text
Right.
that everyone has access to. Let's be perfectly honest.
You know what?
And-
go ahead. Sorry.
And like in between that, YouTube doesn't know who they're trying to appeal to.
Right.
And there's no way to appeal to even a small demographic because everybody wants different things from
Right.
this rewind bullshit. But again, who cares?
I will echo what DP said, and I am so fucking happy that they just didn't do any, sketches or quote unquote funny things or meme references. I'm so happy that they just gave us information. But as you said, there's not much more to it, of course. But of the two, of 2018 or 2019, I much prefer 2019.
Well, I don't prefer either one over the other because 2019 is just like, my fucking nephew could put that together. Like,
Aliens have nephews.
Yeah, we do. Believe it or not. So again, what's the point? You might as well just not have done anything because this is a clip show with some transitions in it.
So
Why does this exist?
I tell you what how they fucked up.
Okay.
This is the typical thing that I do on every episode of Fearfic where I'm like, here's how you should have done it because I know everything. If they had just they don't have to have somebody announce every number.
See, here's what you do. You get Will Smith.
God fucking damn it. You get Will Smith and he goes, every time they do a countdown. Number 7. Number 6.
You want to know how they really failed? They didn't have chills narrating.
This is the fucking, that is exactly what I was going to say is you don't, no, seriously, you don't have every number count down with a announcer, but you get the top list narrators who are the biggest on YouTube, and you just have them say the top 10 music videos, and then you just count them down, or have them do a little intro about, music on YouTube has really been growing. Do you think that music has a future on YouTube? Let me know in the comments below, and then go into the music videos.
Well,
Have some Watch Mojo shill that people will recognize, but it's like the 15th person they've had do their videos. Come on and say, such and such from Watch Mojo here with the top 10 rising YouTubers, whatever.
The number one thing you want in your music video is the bad guy.
God damn it.
Billie Eilish.
Burger King eyelash lettuce. What?
That I remember. I don't know if it was the first one or one of the earlier, like one of the first rewinds was just Rebecca Black numbering off what the most watched videos were. Granted, this was like over a decade ago.
Yeah.
So YouTube was a very different place back then. Now it's like it's a shadow of its former self.
Right.
So the concept of a rewind doesn't make any sense because there's just too much. I recognized one channel out of everything I was
PewDiePie?
shown. Well, his channel wasn't on there. It was just, hey, oh no, sorry, it was. Yeah, sorry, that one and Seth Everman.
I have no idea who that is. Is he a late night show host? If not, I don't know.
Welcome to Late Night with Seth Everman.
Seth Everman.
Live from IKEA.
Welcome to the Late Late Show with Onision. He just comes out on the stage throwing a handful of candy corn into the audience.
He just comes out into the audience and starts beating women.
Oh, God. The band
You make
is like,
me do this.
the band is like playing, the horn section is like vamping to, keep the music going as he's out in the audience beating, so they're just like da 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 da.
You know what?
Da, da, da,
Actually,
da.
That's another thing they could have done. Not Onision, but if they had
Beat
Eric
somebody
Andre.
in the video.
No, if they had Eric Andre do it, like I would just say, "Here, Eric Andre, dude, rewind, just go for it." That would at least no one would have been expecting that, and it would have been somewhat creative.
Yeah.
Like I would have taken that over what we got.
They could have had Eric Andre in a T-shirt that says "New YouTuber," and then have him at this gate, and on the other side, just a pile of money, and have him go, "Let me in, let me in."
So
And on the gate's a giant demonetized
Yes.
symbol.
So I do get what they were going for in terms of, hey, look at all these people from around the world, but like, hey, this person from Thailand hit 10,000 subscribers. They're the first
Which is
person in
cool.
Thailand to do that. But like, I don't know anything about this person. Like, if you just like told me about this person and like their story and why they're successful, but like the real reason that they do this is just to say like, look, everybody, these are people that started in 2019 and they already have 2 million subscribers. Look, our site isn't broken. Like, if it's not working, then it's your fault. Like, I think that's really what they're trying to do is purvey this idea that, look, you can make a lifestyle on YouTube. Meanwhile, they're degrading it moment by moment.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of like messages and then subtext of "We're sorry we fucked up. You clearly know everything better than us, audience. So look at all this nice positivity that we can, we hope this makes up for all the terrible things we did with Rewind. Never mind the fact all the other terrible things they do with their site on a daily basis
Right.
that everyone's really pissed off about. It's a gigantic smokescreen."
See, one of the people they had on the top list of like the rising YouTubers who just started and got a lot of subscribers and stuff was, I had to look this up, Janelle Iliana, who is a YouTuber who lives in her van, but it's like one of those things where it's like a customized van where it's like, hey, millennials live in weird things, ha ha ha,
Yeah.
So she's got this really nice van that's like tricked out to live in and so on and so forth. And the reason I recognized Janelle is because I saw articles a while back about how she got to 1.3 million viewers with 2 videos.
Mhm.
And a lot of people were saying, this seems like astroturfing, because she was heavily promoted like by YouTube and different, sites and different things like that. It seemed a lot like a prefab kind of thing. People were like saying, does anybody know any of these 1.3 million users subscribed? Can you find any of them on YouTube or,
Yeah.
but, so that was an interesting thing with seeing her appear in that, which is fine. I'm sure this is the thing, she could have easily done that on her own just by going viral with one fucking video. So, that's how the internet is, but it just seemed a little sketchy. So it was like seeing her in there was like, yeah, I know she's one of the rising ones. Yeah.
Well, viral videos are very rarely nicely produced, planned out, heavily scripted things.
Right.
Like, it's always just some spur of the moment, lightning in the bottle type of happenstance. So,
Right.
Yeah, I highly doubt that she was like, "Oh, I'm looking me starting up my little YouTube channel."
Like the Rebecca Black thing, where it's just like,
Sure. Yeah.
like this is like the perfect amount of catchy and bad, and like, oh, it was completely accidental, and like, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But really, if they really wanted YouTube Rewind to mean anything and reflect the thoughts and feelings of the community, it should have started with the missing camera footage of Epstein getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Which YouTube totally has.
Yeah. I mean, Susan Wojcicki probably just watches it to go to bed every night. Just puts it on the big screen, And, could you imagine, okay, this is sort of off topic, but let's have an action movie with like Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal, where they're the 2 guards, not the killers. They're just the 2 guys who fell asleep that fateful day, and then the whole movie is just their trial and a slice of life, comedy.
We could do one of those dramatic reenactments they sometimes put on TV.
Right. So, yeah, YouTube Rewind 2019. Can't rewind Jeffrey Epstein's life.
Yeah.
Your hosts are Abysme, Dead Palette, and Slime Beast. Music by Abysme. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.